Alright, the next thing, I want to talk about the different types of voice tonality. Okay, so we have our banter voice. Banter voice, I fluctuate, and then I talk down here, and I'm all over the place. It's fun, it's playful, and it goes to show I'm having a good time. You can have a good time with me or not, whatever you want to do, because I'm having a good time anyway. That's my banter voice. Did you guys recognize that? It was fluctuating up, down, all over the place. Okay? That's your banter voice. Very tonality, high and low, exciting to hear the ups and downs. Exciting. It's an exciting voice. Your rapport voice. When you're building rapport with a girl. You guys all know what rapport is? I'll just be very brief. Rapport is the technique to establishing an emotional connection in a very short amount of time. A very strong emotional connection with somebody in a very short amount of time. You know that feeling? I want you all to think about a buddy that you had when you were in high school, or even before high school, an old friend. How do you feel about him? You're really close, and you know him, right? You feel like you've just known him for years, and that's it. You can't explain it, but you have that comfort. Am I right? That's rapport. It gets built naturally over time, or if you learn how to do it, how to exercise the technique, you can build rapport on your own in minutes. Minutes. Seriously. Very, very short amount of time. Now, rapport, your voice tonality during rapport should be lower, less varied tonality, more serious, and still remain interesting. Okay? So that's going to be a more monotonous, lower tone voice, speaking slower. Okay? Now the fun voice. Seduction voice. Alright? This is an interesting one, guys. This one is very low, very soft, and I have here written down breathier and breathing from your balls. Alright? Breathe from your balls. Alright? If you guys can imagine, they say, if you want to learn to play a wind instrument, you breathe from your stomach. Alright? That's healthy. It's proper breathing. Breathe from your stomach. Okay? Now, if you can imagine taking it one step further, breathe from your balls. I can do it, and I know you can if you concentrate on it, okay? Breathe from your balls and start talking like that. Talk to yourself in the mirror. Seduce yourself if you have to. Whatever. Alright? The next thing I want to talk about is mirroring body language. After you approach an open, you show negative body language, you should then concentrate on mirroring her body language. So after you do all that, if you do it correctly, you should notice that she will... Could you come here for a second? Thanks. You should notice that I'm going to say, I approach, okay, and I open her. She's not going to show me full attention yet because she doesn't even know me. I'm just some guy, okay? I'm going to show negative body language. Now, if I've done everything right up to this point, she's going to start to show more positive body language, okay? She's going to become more interested in me. Interest is the basis of attraction, guys. Curiosity. Curiosity, man. That's what killed the cat. Anyway, as she faces me more and more, okay, I want to reward her with more positive body language of my own. This is slow, okay? This is an escalation process. It's really what it is, escalating. Starting small, working bigger. So I'm going to be showing her negative body language until she starts to show me more positive body language. In fact, if she's really enthusiastic and she's really showing a lot of interest, in other words, IOIs, are you guys all familiar with that term?
Yes.
Indicators of interest. This is a big indicator of interest. If I'm showing her negative body language and she moves to get into my positive body language zone, that is a big IOI. That girl's ready to be made out with. Right there. Hands down. I don't care what anybody says. She's ready. Right then and there. I don't mean lean in and kiss. You gotta work up to it, okay? But you know what I'm saying. You guys will figure it out. You guys will figure it out. Okay? Thank you very much. Alright, and now what you guys should always remember, don't show positive body language too fast. Positive body language ultimately shows neediness. That's what it's connected to. So you're going to show your negative body language, and as you notice her showing you more positive body language, you can show her more positive body language. It does two things. It rewards her for the good things she's already done, and it gives her incentive to keep doing those good things. It's like training a puppy. I hate to make that analogy, but it really is like training a puppy. Okay, guys? It's crazy. Anyway, the next thing, okay? You're going to reward her with that positive body language. Now, the only time it's okay to lean in, the only time, is when you're in comfort and you're building rapport. That's the only time, okay? When I've now isolated, scoot over for one sec. When I've now isolated, okay, and she and I are sitting somewhere talking like this, we can lean in because we're both going to be speaking to each other now. We're going to have a mutual attraction that's more than just flirty, fun, banter attraction. It's now on the emotional level. I've already qualified her at this point, and I've invested into her, and she's invested into me. Okay? And at this point, we should both be facing each other and leaning into each other. That is okay. That's okay at that point. But until then, don't ever lean in. Don't lean in. Lean in shows neediness. Okay? You guys don't want that. You don't want that. Next thing I'd like to talk about is eye contact. A confident man makes strong eye contact. No question. With the whole group he's talking about. I don't know if you guys have noticed yet, but I'm working on that right now. I'm trying to make eye contact with all of you as I speak. Alright? This is something I'm still working on. Still working on. And I will to the day I die. Will to the day I die. Eye contact. Confident men make strong eye contact. Wussies look away. Wussies look away. Don't look away. Don't look away.
Can you overdo it?
Do I overdo it?
No, could you? Because one girl said I was looking at her real intently.
You know what? You might have had your seductive eyes on.
You should ask how you shaking me out.
That's a good question. In my experience, I've not found that strong eye contact can be overdone. There's a point where it's staring, and that can be weird, especially if you're not talking to her. If you're staring at a girl, like, that can be weird, you know? When I make eye contact with guys, though, that I am not speaking with or anything across the bar, I don't look away. I don't look away. Looking away is a sign of weakness. I am not weak. I'm not going to look away. So if I make eye contact with, you know, say Mike. I don't know Mike. But he and I catch eyes in the bar, and he doesn't look away. I'm going to look at him, okay, until there's that moment where we both acknowledge we're making eye contact. And then if he still doesn't look away, I'll smile at him. Maybe even wave. You know, like, hey, man, nice to meet you, type of thing. No words exchanged, but it's enough to know that my frame is not going to be broken by somebody staring at me. Okay? And then from then, I can just look off to the side. I don't look up. I don't look down. Looking up means I think I'm better than him, which automatically means I'm lower than him. And if I look below him, I think I'm lower than him. And obviously, if I think I'm lower than him, I'm way lower than him. Do you guys get it? Okay? If I look off to the side, that's okay, because we're on the same level. You know, he's a cool guy at the bar. I'm a cool guy at the bar. We made eye contact. We waved to each other. That's it. The next thing. Strong eye contact with women. This is important, guys. You must make eye contact with the girls. You have to. How is a girl going to feel comfortable if you can't even look her in the eye? Am I right? Did you guys ever notice this?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Can you think
do
back?
it by posing negative or
What's that?
looking negative and look her in the eye, or when you're straight on positive?
Yeah, when you should always be looking at her with your eyes. Always. Even if you're showing negative body language,
Okay.
you're looking at her eyes.
Yep.
Okay? You're making eye contact. I'm not saying glare into her eyes. You can look away. But when you speak, look into her eyes. It's very important. It's gonna build a lot of comfort, and if you really stare into someone's eyes while you're speaking, you can notice some sexual energy. I know I do. I can easily find that. Can any of you guys think of a specific time where you, looking back now, you realize you didn't make eye contact and that sort of blew it? Can any of you guys think of a time like that? It's important. You know, it's subtle. But if you start thinking about it, it makes a big difference. It really does.